What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve, and you may be asking yourself, what is this ridiculous thing on my head? Well, this right here, this is my protection from the big grading companies trying to control my mind. So tonight, we're going to do a little crazy talk, a little conspiracy. We're going to talk some history. Yeah, some history. Beckett, old school. And by the way, we have a giveaway to do. We have the Mosaic and the Bowman because we have bulldozed that 350 subscriber mark. So guys, run to the cabinet, get yourself some foil, and I'll be right back to talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Flippin' Steve. And like I said in the intro, what I want to do tonight is do a little crazy talk, have a little fun, talk some nonsense, or maybe some stuff that makes sense. A little bit of history on the grading companies, not going to give you, my opinion on the grading companies you should use and things like that. It's not that kind of video or how the grading companies work, but some history on when they got started, some small things that happened along the way that maybe helped companies build their reputation or lose reputation, things like that. And if we have time in the video, guys, I'm going to also show you my next 20 card submission to SGC that I have sitting right here, and I'm going to tell you why I'm sending it to SGC. That's if we have time. But first, guys, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. We cruised right on through the 350 subscriber mark, so we will be doing the Mosaic and Bowman giveaway tonight that will be announced. I just love doing this stuff with you, and that's why my next giveaway at 400, which we'll announce in the middle of this video, is going to be more interactive. Like in the beginning of this video, in the intro, I had aluminum foil on my head, and I, said it was my protection from being brainwashed from the grading companies. But really, I had that on my head for you guys, for my subscribers, because if I was able to make one person laugh or a couple people smile or somebody even look and say, this guy's a complete idiot, well, at least I got a reaction, so it's worth it to me. So let's go ahead and get into this so I don't run too long. And let's talk about the first thing. When people start grading their cards, they're like, why do I have to use card savers? Why do I have to use these? Why can't I use my top loaders? And have you ever sit back and really thought about it? Well, let's see. The conspiracy theorist would say, well, maybe the grading companies own stock or are partial owners of some of these companies that make these materials, and they just want to force us to buy more of their product. And to me, that sounds like nonsense. So that's one conspiracy and one crazy thought that people might have that I don't agree with. The reason why you use the semi-rigids is because they hold the card more firmly in place. They don't, in the top loader, they can slide around. They're easier to ship. It's less money to ship. They're less bulky, which also goes back to shipping. And they can be removed by the grader being able to cut these out with like a razor knife. They can cut your cards out of these instead of trying to bang them out of a top loader and potentially damaging them. So that's why you use the card savers, even though some people sometimes think that they could be a pain in the butt. They are easy to use if you grade cards enough. They're not hard to use. Could you imagine sending a 100 card submission in top loaders? I mean, come on now, that's not very efficient. And the other thing is, if the grading companies wanted you to use top loaders or wanted to make money off you, they'd tell you to use top loaders because top loaders cost more money. So yeah, that's one debunked conspiracy. The card companies don't own Ultra Pro or Cardboard Gold or anything. They don't have stock in those companies. And if they do, that's not the reason why they have you use the semi-rigids. All right, second thing, and this is going to be a little bit longer, and we're going to go into some history. Believe it or not, at one point in the card collecting world, eBay did not control the market. The market was controlled by Beckett Magazine. And if you're old school in the hobby, you absolutely know what Beckett Magazine is. And if you're new, you probably know anyway. You've at least heard of Beckett because of the grading service. And that's what I want to get into. Beckett Football Card Magazine, which became Beckett Football Card Monthly, they set the prices, they set the market. You know, whatever their price guide said, and this is issue number 4. This goes all the way back to May/June of 1990. So this was when it was bi-monthly. It became monthly eventually, of course, so they could keep up with the market a little more and, you know, get people to buy their magazines more often. But issue number 4, I don't know how I still have this. I guess this thing's like 30 years old. But, you know, Barry Sanders on there. He was drafted in '89, so this was just after he was a rookie. But you would go and you would see, and they would show you prices of cards. They would have a left column and a right column, and it would tell you basically this is what this card is selling between. Now, most people used to say, hey, the left column is if the card is damaged and the right column is if the card is mint, and that wasn't the truth. It was basically, this was a price range in which a card was selling for. So say for instance, let's go to 1984 with that touted draft class. So you would see that in 1984, a John Elway rookie card was selling between $7 and $11. So if you went to your card shop, more than likely they would have an $11 price tag on it, but you may be able to talk them down a little bit. And these little arrows, you would see up and down arrows, which means the price had either went up or went down since the last publishing of this. So that 7 that had went up was maybe a 5 or a 6 in the, you know, the issue before this one. Another one in this set was the Dan Marino. It was selling between $8 and $15, so it had actually went up on the high end. And that's basically how the Beckett worked. This was issue number 4. I also have issue number 7. Like, I got these out of my closet. Got the Jerry Rice rookie on the front with Jerry Rice, issue number 7. That was Jerry Rice's first cover. So these are just cool to take a stroll down memory lane. But the one thing you won't notice in these are graded card prices. Now, these were printed in 1990, and PSA, and in my research, what I have found is that PSA wasn't founded until 1991, or they didn't start grading cards until 1991. I've had mixed researches. Some have said they've been around since the mid 80s, but that may have just been as an authenticator. I believe they started grading cards in 91, 92, anyway, the early 90s. And as you can see, I'm going to pull out another price guide. We're going to fast forward 8 years. I'm going to fast forward 8 years to 1998. So between the years of 1990 and 1998, you're going to see that there's still no graded card price listing. You get the last page of cards, you go over, and you're here. No graded cards are listing in here. You know, just for giggles, let's go back and check on that. Let's go back to 1984, 9 years later. As you see, the print's gotten a lot smaller because there's more sets they're trying to squeeze in. The John Elway, which was an $11 card, is now $70 to $125. And the same goes for the Dan Marino, which was a $15 card. So this is 9 years later. You see a card going from $15 to $125. Gradually over time, there was probably a price guide in there somewhere where they got a huge bump. But anyway, this is December of 1998. So this is the last issue in 1998. Now, mind you, another thing that happened between 1990 and 1998 was not only PSA starting a company, but SGC. SGC started in 1998. And a lot of people are wondering, well, why has BGS got more value if SGC started in 1998 and BGS started in 1999? Well, I'm going to get into that also. And right here is the original SGC case. You can see the label was different. They did a grade out of 100 as well as a grade out of 10. So this is a Kobe Bryant Gem Mint 10. Now if it was 100, it would be a pristine. But this is the old school case, as opposed to the new school case that you see over here with the Emmitt Smith with the big grade and the black label. This is an old SGC case. So now, let's fast forward to 1999, 1 year. BGS starts grading cards in 1999. So I have an April 1999 price guide here. Randy Moss on the cover. And we are going to look in here. Now remember, this is April 1999. You're going to get to the last page of graded card, or last page of listed cards, which is right here. This is your last page of listed cards. So you're looking at 1999, the first products of 1999, and it goes right into this again. There is no graded card price guide as of April 1999. Well, why is that? Well, because BGS had just announced that they were going to have a grading cards company in the beginning of 1999, and they had yet to get the company up and running and rolling. You know, it took them a couple months to get going. So from 1990 until April of 1999, you had no listings of graded cards in the Beckett. And as I said, Beckett controlled the market. They controlled the prices. They controlled what cards were being bought for and what cards were being sold for. We're going to fast forward 2 months to June 1999. And guess what? Beckett now has their grading service. We got John Elway here. But BGS, Beckett Grading Services, is now up and running. They're fully functional. They have cards in the market. And call this coincidence, call it not coincidence. But we're going to go to the last page of regularly listed cards. As you can see, more 1999 product. And boom, right at the end of it, in June of 1999, once BGS gets their product into the market, they start listing the price of graded cards. As you can see, you've got near mint, 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 near mint. Over here, Jerry Rice, gem mint, Jerry Rice mint. So they start listing the prices once they themselves get into the market of grading cards. Now, to me, is this a coincidence? Or to me, is this them manipulating the market? Is this them now saying, hey, now it's worth buying graded cards because we're in the business of it, so now we're going to list values of it? It's sort of a especially when you're competing with 2 other grading companies and you control the price of the graded market with your magazine that people have been using, you know, for the past 10 years or so. Also, and I wish I had some later Becketts, but I don't. At one time, Beckett actually listed the 3 grading card companies as having separate values. It eventually went from being just a gem mint listing and a mint listing to being a BGS gem mint, a PSA gem mint, an SGC gem mint. And I fell victim to this because my first grading submission was with BGS. And the reason it was back in the day is because I had a 1990 score supplement rookie card of Emmitt Smith. This is the Fleer update, but it was the score supplement. I've since sold it. And the BGS graded value guide stated that a BGS gem mint was worth $650, a PSA gem mint was worth $500, and an SGC gem mint was worth $400. And at the time, I didn't really think about it, and now I go back and I think about it, and I'm like, that was complete conflict of interest. How can someone who controls the price guide market and what people buy and sell cards for... Sorry guys, loud truck in the background. But yes, it was a conflict of interest in my opinion. How could a company that controls the market of buying and selling list their product as being the most valuable? And I don't think people thought about that back then, and they just dove right into the Beckett grading card product. PSA was able to hang in there because they had been around the longest. However, it pretty much absolutely buried SGC. They listed SGC as being the least valuable, so of course people were going to steer away from using SGC, and SGC suffered for a long time. As we can see, they're starting to make a small comeback now. And this isn't a pitch for SGC, and this isn't a bashing on Beckett. And this is not me saying, hey, you should use one company or the other. I mean, ultimately, eBay controls the market now, and PSA was able to make a comeback. SGC was able to stay in business because everyone trusted their vintage card grading. And now they're making a comeback as well. But this is just something I wanted to point out because I found it strange how quickly Beckett grading services gained popularity in a card market that never seen graded cards being listed in value for, you know, a 10-year time frame. And then all of a sudden, they were the most valuable cards on the market. And it's because they were telling everyone that they were the most valuable cards on the market, and people were believing it because they had always trusted their price guide. And people just didn't put the two and two together and say, hey, they're manipulating the market with their own publishing. And to me, whether you think that's bull crap, that's fine, it's everybody's opinion, that is one conspiracy or one fact of history that I believe is true. I believe SGC was buried, I believe BGS was pumped, and PSA sat there in the middle and, you know, was able to hang on just because they had been around the longest. So SGC is making a comeback now, but I honestly believe SGC should have been strong throughout. And if it wasn't for BGS burying them back, you know, in the late 90s and 2000s, early to mid 2000s, even up until, you know, when people stopped using the price guide, I believe SGC would be a lot stronger in the market than they are now. And the final thing that I want to talk about is the price hike. The price hike by PSA and BGS that was announced on pretty much the same day. And to me, this strikes me as fishy. And if you're not familiar with the price hike, basically modern cards, such as a Luka, such as a Zion, which are the most probably popular graded cards that are being pumped to these grading companies at the moment, this modern stuff, have had a price hike of $5 per card if you're sending 50 to 99 cards. Or if you're sending over 100 cards, $2 per card. It's now $12 to get a modern card graded. So 2017 and higher, I believe. I haven't looked in it a whole lot because I really don't plan on going with either company. I never like to use BGS to begin with. That's my opinion. I have used them. I don't, you know, I go with PSA sometimes because of the values. But right now, I'm going with SGC. And there's a couple reasons why I'm going with SGC. It's not only the price hike by PSA, but it's also the turnaround times. And turnaround times is what I want to talk about. And this is going to bring me into my third possible conspiracy by the bigger grading companies of BGS and PSA. What is the one thing right now that SGC can offer you that BGS and PSA cannot offer? Well, if you think about it, they can offer you value because they don't charge as much, and they can offer you turnaround times. And honestly, right now, the reason I'm going with SGC is because of turnaround times. Me personally, I want my cards back before the basketball playoffs. I want my football cards back before the NFL season. You know, so I'm going with SGC. Even if it costs me a little bit of value because I have SGC slabs instead of PSA slabs, to me, time is money in this market because it moves so fast. And it does me no good to have a bunch of, you know, NBA playoff players sitting at PSA while their teams are, you know, making playoff runs. It just doesn't do me any good. It just means I'm going to have to hold them until next season. So, that being said, the one thing SGC can offer is turnaround times. So, this is going to sound funny. This is going to sound weird. But, what if, and this could be a stretch and some people might think I'm crazy. That's cool. What if PSA and BGS said, let's raise our prices and drive people to use SGC? And you may be sitting and saying, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they want people to use SGC? Well, because SGC is being used for turnaround times. And if these bigger companies can bury SGC with business, it can eventually put them out of business. And what I mean by that is if everyone starts going to SGC and SGC is not able to deliver on their turnaround times, which is the only thing keeping people using SGC, then ultimately people are going to stop using SGC altogether. They're going to go crawling back to PSA and BGS at now, what is now, a more expensive price. They're going to be scared away from SGC because they're not going to deliver on their turnaround times, and they're going to go back to PSA. And not only are they going to be going back to PSA and BGS, they're going to be going back to them paying a higher price than what they were originally paying. So in the long run, PSA and BGS will be making more money off everyone. And that's just a thought. It could be crazy, but what if, just think to yourself, what if they were trying to temporarily push people to use SGC to bury them in business so they couldn't live up to their turnaround times, and then all of a sudden bury them altogether. It happened in the 90s or late 90s and early 2000s when BGS tried to bury SGC, and it could be happening again now. It just could be history repeating itself. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my next submission that I have set up to go into SGC. This is gonna be super quick. A lot of them are the same card. Now I'm sending in all 5 of my Pascal Siakam optics. These are going to be a lot of NBA playoff players. I don't care if I get 9s or 10s on these. The other reason I'm liking to use SGC is because on their modern cards, if you get this 9.5 mint plus grade, it doesn't kill you as bad as if you were to send a PSA and get a 9. So you have room, a safety net almost, I like to call it. I bought these for $7.50 each, $7, and 4 of them I bought for 28 bucks, so $7 each. I bought one for $7.50. Even with the grading fee, if I get 9s, I'll make money. These Tyler Heroes were $5 each. With the grading fee, even if I get 9s, I'll make money. Now that being said, there's a lot of those in there that I do believe are 10s. Jaylen Brown, I bought this card for $5. The Bam Adebayo, I bought this for $3. I bought this scope for $3. So all these cards are cards that I don't mind getting 9s on because I will still make money on these. And funny thing is I watched a video today on YouTube. I don't necessarily want to pump the channel, but it was Sports Card Investor. Everybody watches Sports Card Investor, or a lot of people do, whether you like them or you don't like them. But one of his cards that he was pumping on there today was Bam Adebayo, which funny thing is I prepped this order like 4 days ago, and I had been buying some Bams anyways. You'll see some more in this order, but these cards just look sweet. Even in a black slab, they would look awesome. I got a Kristaps that I picked up at my LCS for $5. You know, a De'Aaron Fox that I got in a break. A couple more De'Aaron Foxes. I think I spent $2 or $3 on each one of these. And then I bought a lot of these. I bought these months ago for like, man, it was like less than 20 bucks I got them all for. It might have been like 15 bucks I might have got all 4 of these for. One of them's the Red Wave. I believe that's the Red Wave or Red Prism. I get confused with those. And some Red, White, and Blues. So those 20 cards are going to SGC. Probably do it tomorrow. Well, that's 19 cards. The 20th card is going to be another Kobe Bryant. Now, as you see, I got the Gem Mint 10 over there. This is going to be a Kobe Bryant 96/9 mint. And what I'm hoping for is that this card gets bumped. I'm hoping that because back in the day, SGC did not have this 9.5 mint plus grade, I'm hoping that they do a regrade on this and it gets bumped to a 9.5, which will increase the value on it. And even if they don't, it'll get into a new slab for a 9, and I'll have the new slab on it, which will probably also increase the value. But I'm hoping it gets bumped to a 9.5, so wish me some luck on that, guys. I've never done a bump or a crossover. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Some crazy talk, some conspiracy. I do think some of the stuff may be true, and then some of the stuff is just really far out there. But we're going to go to the desktop. We're going to do the giveaway. And also, guys, I've been telling you in my previous videos that I want you to think of a card between, you know, 50 and 100 bucks or $75 range, a card. I want you to keep it in your head and don't put it in the comments. Still keep it a secret. And I would prefer for it to be graded, but it doesn't have to be. And it doesn't have to be a specific card. It can just be a player. You know, it can be a player that you like for a card of this player for a set amount. I still want you guys to keep that secret, but in my next video, not this one, I'm going to ask you what it is. So make sure you think about it. Make sure you get it in your head. We're working towards 400 subscribers, and at 400 subscribers, we're going to do something like that. So guys, tell me what you think. Do I sound like a fool? Does some of this stuff make sense? I just thought it'd be cool to talk about it. So guys, we're going to do the giveaway, and until next time, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later. All right, everyone, here we go. It's finally time to do the giveaway for 350 subscribers, and I guess I shouldn't be saying finally because we really smashed right through it because you guys are absolute monsters and we broke it right on down. Can't stop us, baby. It's time to go ahead and do the giveaway. It's going to be the 2019-20 basketball mosaic right there with Zion on the cover or on the front. Comes with one pink Prism parallel pack in there also, as well as the 2020 Bowman baseball with the pack of camo parallel exclusives. So yeah, guys, 2 of the hottest products on the market for one of my subscribers. Thanks everyone for your support. All you had to do to qualify was like, subscribe, and drop a comment in the link of my most recent video of when I announced 250 subscribers. So that's how close these things are coming together, guys. I just announced 250 subscribers, and now I'm announcing 350 in my next video, which is crazy. It's awesome. It's crazy. It's everything all rolled up into one, and I hope that big old snowball keeps on going and you guys are on board. So we're going to go ahead and get the comments. We're going to take them over to the comment picker and get ourselves a winner. Good luck to everyone. And what I'm going to need the winner to do is just drop a comment in this video, telling me that you're aware that you won. That way we can go ahead and get together on Instagram or Facebook and get your address. I can get these shipped out to you as soon as possible. And also, if you don't claim within 7 days, I'm going to draw another winner because I'm just going to assume that you're no longer with the channel. Hopefully not, but it happens. And maybe you're no longer with the channel, and I don't want this prize to go to no one. I don't want to keep it myself. I want to give this away. So everybody, hang tight. There could be a chance that you could still win, within 7 days from now. We're going to filter out the comments so we don't have duplicates. Looks like 66 commenters, guys. So good luck. There's going to be a lucky one of 66. Here we go, everyone. It's that time. And the winner is going to be Samuel Patterson. Samuel Patterson, congratulations on winning the Bowman and Mosaic packs. He comments, great giveaway. Thank you. Hopefully you also enjoy the content. And you're going to be sticking with me. Guys, we're coming up on 400 subscribers. My next video, which I'm going to be uploading sooner than later, probably today. I'll probably do videos 2 days in a row, which I haven't been able to do lately because of work. But I'm going to get it out there because I want to get the ball rolling on this 400 subscriber giveaway, and I'm going to need you guys to interact with me a little bit for the prize. So I should be uploading today, if not very early tomorrow. So make sure you got those notifications on, and make sure you're subscribed and liking, so we can get this into the algorithm, and so that that I'm uploading and you can get in on these giveaways. So thanks a lot again, everyone, and congratulations to Samuel Patterson. Make sure you comment me as soon as possible, and I'll see you guys next time around.